Nice fourth-rate deck. Talking to you, third-rate duelist. Does the cowboy speak? What's up, YouTube? It's RainingCardGames, and welcome to the next episode of Sealed on Dragunity. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? I sure hope you would be, because it is episode 10, and we are still trying to pull some key critical cards to the strategy. We're gonna pull this common in these short prints. I hope. But it's okay, it's okay. We're in this for the long haul, and we're going to do it. Anyway, so, gentlemen, we've got some familiar product to go through, because we're still looking, as I mentioned, for the same cards that we've been hunting for the past few episodes, and we're going to play. Okay, I'm enough panicking, enough self-panicking. Deep breaths. Anyway, gentlemen, before we go ahead and hump into the product for today, you guys know the drill. Hit that right. I'd really appreciate it if you do hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Help me fight that YouTube algorithm, because the more popularity and more support the series go, more encouragement helps me, you know, the whole YouTuber shebang. Offer your support. Series continues. I'm still going to continue the series regardless, but, you know, help boost them around, all that jazz. And also, as you guys have noticed, I am doing, for the duels, I do EDOOOOOOO Pro, because I'm not a fan of dueling book, and remote dueling. So if you want to help support the channel, join Patreon or become a YouTube channel member. You will get to duel me in all wide variety of videos. Or if you're more on the lacking side financially, I get it, it's 2020, trust me. And you have the capability to remote duel. Join the Discord server, I implore thee, and let Yugioh RCG know that, hey, I can remote duel. You'll have access to a special room in the Discord server, which is exclusive to people who can remote duel, and you may have a chance to be featured on either one of the Sealed Only Dragunity videos or other remote dueling videos that I happen to post on the channel. But okay, enough time for talking. It is time to go and open some gosh darn product and pull some freaking short prints that I didn't. Okie dokie then. So, for today's $40 worth of product, we're $40.50. I think this is a recurring theme. It's because these guys are I got these for $1.50 a piece. 12 a pack. So 36, $4.50. We're 50 cents over. Yeah, you guys know the drill. Anyway, we will do as we usually do. We will sandwich these like so. Because we're hunting a common. You know what, actually? Yeah, no, we're gonna do the sandwich. I like my sandwich method. Aha! Right off the back, a common we don't need. Gigabyte. Raidoraptor Vanishing Lanius. Mischief of the Gnomes. Requilate. Farfa. Oh, Glasgow Yugioh. Rare pile can go here. Gemlight Lapith. Go Talisman. Raidoraptor Readiness. Echo Oscillation. Yeah. Dud Pack. It's okay. Common pile can go up here. Yeah. Rares. Kaiba. All hollow pack. Come on. Phalanx. One Phalanx can be game changing, I think. Neutron Blast as a secret rare. Cool. Blue Eyes Shining Dragony. Spell Reproduction. What does it even do? Send 2 spells from your hand to the graveyard. Target 1 spell in your graveyard. That's terrible. Tiger Dragon. What do you do? When this card is tribute summoned by tributing a dragon, you can target up to 2 set monsters. 2 situational. Hey, ducks. Okay, rarity upgrade for one of our common ducks is in the deck at least. Thunder Dragon. XYZ Dragon Cannon, alternate art. Rider of the Stormwinds. Dragon Master Knight. Econ. You know what? Econ's cool. We'll set that. We'll set that in as a maybe, but cool. Rarity upgrade for ducks. I'll take it. But what I want to take is a Dragunity Divine Lance. Freaking common. We've gone through so many of these packs, and I still cannot, oh my god, pull this thing. Marmating Captain. Yasenju Magat. Perform Power Part Naga. Finally! Oh, thank God. UA Playmaker. Perform Power Muffer Lion. I don't even care what the rest of the set is. Oh, we pulled a freaking common that we've been hunting for. This opening is worth it. Now let's just keep on bringing in the Dragunity pulls. Come on, this is a Dragunity opening. Majesty with Eyes Blue. Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. The Monarch Stormwolf. Y Dragon Head. Oh boy. Tyrant Wing. Oh, Crush Card. Oh, Thank you, Critias. Oh, Eradicator Epidemic. Yeah, yes! We have 3 Dragon Ravine, Dragon Spirit of White. Cool. Yeah. You know what? That pack was good. We got our 3rd copy of Dragon Ravine, and it's a secret rare. So you know what? I think we still have 2 packs left. This is a good opening. This is a good opening. This is pretty good. I'm liking this. Okay. Can we pull another Divine Lance? I would really appreciate another one, but you know, we'll take what we can get at this point. Extra net. Gem Knight Lapis. Dododo Swordsman. Perform Power Friend Donkey. Doggy Diver. Perform out Spike Eagle, Raidoraptor. Yep. Okay. You know what? Out of our, I think that actually may have been on my last Secrets of Eternity pack. So out of all those packs, we pulled 1 Divine Lance. But you know what? We can make the deck work with 1 Divine Lance. Last pack of Legendary Collection Kaiba. Phalanx. Please. Please. Whitestone of Legend. Majesty with Eyes of Blue. Here we go. Here come the Ultras. Virus Cannon. I'll take a Raigeki. That's pretty good. That's actually a good staple. Doom Virus Dragon. Fiendish Chain. You know what? Yeah, I'll take that too. But, we already have a Terraforming. So close to being a good. But you know what? I'll take that. Fiendish Chain, Econ, those are pretty good. But really, Raigeki. So here's these are considerations to be set off to the side. But really, a rarity upgrade for another Dux. We pulled a Divine Lance. We have our third copy of Dragon Ravine. What more? That's pretty good. I think these two cards alone, especially now that we finally have a Lance, we can tweak the deck slightly. There's still no Phalanx. Literally, Phalanx is the one card we need to really start to pop off. But I will happily take this opening over considering what we've been pulling from the packs recently. So I think it is time that we go tweak the deck as always and see what changes we can make around with specifically these new additions that we've pulled. So to the drawing board. All right. So looking at the deck list for today's episode, you will notice that we have gone ahead and we've added the Dragon Ravine into our main deck, as well as adding the Divine Lance and the Raigeki to help our going second strategy. But having the Divine Lance as well as another copy of Dragon Ravine greatly assists our consistency issues with Dragunity, as well as giving us more access to the rocket engine via Dragon Ravine's discarding effect. But that will do it. We pulled a common. I've never been so happy, but we've pulled a common card. Finally. I mean, the overlooming shadow still remains. We do not have Dragunity Phalanx, which sucks. But you know what? I'll take a Divine Lance. Considering how many packs of Secrets of Eternity we've been opening, and we haven't pulled this common, it is a relief that we at least have one. And moving forward, I think we can make the strategy work with one. Gradually, I know I will want a second copy ideally in the future, but for now, having at least one is a huge stepping stone. But now it's time to see how impactful that stepping stone will be. Are we talking like, will I cross this creek, or is this just a stepping stone into a gigantic river that I'm going to need a plethora of stepping stones to cross? Or both. You never know. Anyway, let's get into the duels. Alright, so for match number 1, we won the die roll and we are going second, and it looks like we are going up against Prank Kids. So this will be a fun matchup because with the release of Prank Kids Meow Meow from Phantom Rage, this is looking like a definite meta contender for the upcoming formats. So we are definitely having a challenge on our hands today. And because I have opened up with no hand traps or any kind of interaction with him on his turn, he is completely free to pop off with his Prank Kids effect, and honestly, Prank Kids are probably one of the best decks to go in when you're going and worrying about time because of all the burn and stuff, but he just ends on 2 back rows with 1 Prank Kids monster on field, and I honestly don't really have an answer because top decking a Rocket Synchron does absolutely nothing, so I just normal summon my Silver Rocket and hope that it gets destroyed by a Link monster, or targeted by a Link monster and then destroyed by a card effect at the end phase. But my only interaction is my Call by the Grave, which I just decide to remove the Meow Meow, which will hopefully turn off his Prank Kids monsters from tributing themselves to activate their effects. But that's literally all I have, and he can just bring out another Meow Meow, but fortunately, because Call by the Grave affects all monsters with the same name as the one banished, Meow Meow can't activate its effects in graveyard, so he just clears out my Silver Rocket and deals a hefty amount of damage. However, end phase, I can activate Silver Rocket's effect to summon out a Rocket Tracer and hope that I can draw something competent. And I actually top deck Anklets, which is not the worst thing. I Kaiju the Battle Butler, which will get rid of the quick effect Raigeki. I normal summon my Anklets, and then I use that so I can link summon into my Quad Boral Dragon. Using Quad Boral's effect, pitching a Return of the Dragon Lords of all things, I'm able to special summon out my 2 rockets and synchro summon into my big old beater Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, clear the field and burn him for a wee bit, but however he has gained life points so I don't make that much damage, and then I swing in for 25 because I do lose 500 attack because of his card effect. And that's all I got really, so just a big old beater with a little bit of protection from the graveyard, and just gotta hope that he can't get over it until I can hopefully come in for an OTK the following turn. But he draws Prank Kids Place, which is a really great field spell, allowing him to search and lower my monster's attack values. And he goes into the doodlies, and he gets another Meow Meow Engrave, which is always worrisome because now I know if he's able to go into any of the fusion monsters or any others, they can banish the Meow Meow instead of tributing those monsters in order to trigger their effects. But luckily,
he descends on a singular monster, which I'm able to clear out, burn him for a wee bit, and swing in for some damage and pass. It is literally just becoming Scarlet Red Dragon burn and beatdown, which honestly I'm not too worried about, because if anything, I have the Return of the Dragon Lords to protect him from destruction, either by battle or card effect, and then I have another one in hand to bring him back and continue my battle effect. And luckily, when he activates the effect of Battle Butler to nuke the field, which by tributing itself, I'm able to protect it exactly with the same card I was talking about, Return of the Dragon Lords, which is an amazing card for level 7 or 8 dragon type monsters. But he then just crashes with his Bow Wow Bark, and that leaves me with nothing on the field. And then his continuous spell allows him to recycle and draw a card. However, I have options here. So I normal summon my Rocket Synchron, getting back the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. That allows me to link summon into my Triple Burst, and then using Return of the Dragon Lords, I'm able to bring back my Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, and then this is where I start to try to get in for some damage. He activates his Prankid's Trap in the graveyard, however, that doesn't do anything in terms of battle protection or damage, so I'm able to swing in and get him ever so closer to 0 life points. This is a grind fest of a match. And prank kids are extremely good in the grind game, as I am learning from this game. But really, it's just a matter of keep on special summoning. As long as I can keep Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend on the field, I just can continue to burn. However, he shuffles it back with his Nightmare Unicorn. I protect my Triple Burst Dragon with the Return of the Dragon Lords, which is not restricted to level 7 or 8 dragons in terms of the protection effect. It just protects dragon monsters. And I top deck a Dux of all things. So I use Triple Burst's effect to tag out into a Quad Burl, and then I use Quad Burl's effect to summon out 2 of my monsters, which is the Rockets, both my Rocket Synchron and Tracer. I special summon out my Tempest, and at this point I'm like, you know what? No effects. We're just going to go in, and we finally grab the win for Game 1. A very grindy game win, but that I really am going to attribute to the endurance and the usefulness of Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Game 2, he's going first once again, and this time we actually do open with a little bit of interaction. However, there is a caveat to opening up with Ghost Ogre. Prank kids create so many chains in their effects that I can't ogre the target that I want to, because he just chain blocks every single card, and then it leaves me with one option, which is either in the last card in Grave, which then I can't activate Ghost Ogre because of the chain block. So Ghost Ogre actually, while on paper you would think would be a good choice of hand trap to go against Prank Kids with their protection abilities in the graveyard with chain blocking, it actually doesn't do too much. However, my Gameciel can deal with his big ol' fusion, and I can summon out Pankratops and at least get rid of some of his Prank Kid monsters on the field just to rob him of a bit of advantage. But at this point, he goes in, he link summons into his Nightmare Unicorn, and of all things, he tries to target my back row, which turns out it was a Called by the Grave, and I banish his Fire Prank Kid monster, which also turns off the one that he had on the field. And yeah, he goes into Access Code Talker. This card is broken. This card is crazy because I can't respond to its effects. So my Pankratops is dead against an Access Code Talker. He tries to shuffle back 3 with his continuous spell, but I am able to Ghost Ogre that at least and destroy it and negate its effects because it's no longer on the field. But that's literally all I got. So I just top deck a Koos. I equip the Koos with my Divine Lance. And yeah, I just go ahead and smack it into the Access Code Talker. Game number 3 on All This Depends. And this time I decide to go first. And I decided to make my Psyframe Lord Omega because I actually opened up with a Rocket Synchron and an Apsarouter Dragon. So at this point I'm like, okay, can I do anything? Can I set up any crazy board? Not really. I can set up a Psyframe Lord Omega, and then I can special summon out a Dragunity Knight Gaebog, so at least I have some battle-oriented effect monsters, and then I have a hand drip, and then I have my Imperial Order to hopefully shut down his fusion summoning and link summoning archetype. My Imperial Order does shut down the field spell, and I get my Psyframe Lord Omega gets Gameciel'd, and he meets his Gameciel with another Gameciel, and then using Nightmare Phoenix, he's able to pop the Imperial Order. However, that's all of his resources in his hand that basically were dealt with by that one activation of the Imperial Order. So I move to battle phase. I swing over his Nightmare Phoenix with the Gameciel he happily provided me, and then I swing in for 2K with my Dragunity Night Gaybog. I opt not to use its quick effect because I'm worried. I only have one Wing Beast in the graveyard, so I'd like to save that for a bigger threat that he may attack me, like a Battle Butler or something else. So, when he decides to Gamma my Dragon Ruler in grave, I negate it with Solemn Strike, and I actually have enough damage on field to get lethal and take the win for the match.
Did we win? Did we win? Did we win? Did we win?
A very grindy match indeed, but we won against a very strong meta contender. But for match number 2, we're playing something from far left field. We're playing Crystal Beasts. I have not played against Crystal Beasts in a really long time. And the field spell catches me off guard by quite a bit. However, using the cards that I have available in hand, I'm able to climb into a triple burst dragon and a special summon out my Pankratops again using my World Legacy Succession. Hopefully, I'm hoping that this is able to disrupt some of his plays and get rid of either some special Crystal Beasts. I decided to preemptively trigger my Pankratops, which I've now looking back was a mistake. I pop his Zenith Crystal Beast, hoping that, he may not summon it again, but guess what? He's able to... I forget that Unicorn or Pegasus can summon it out again. And then, we're back to the square one. And then using Verte Anaconda, the big rainbowy boy himself hits the field. And he smacks me in for a whole big chunk of damage. I top deck a Tempest, which isn't the worst top deck because I can use my Dragon Ravine to search out my Rocket Synchron and go into Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. However, that's not able to deal with his Rainbow Neos because Rainbow Neos has that 45,000 attack, is unaffected by Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend's field nuke. And then that just puts me at 900 points of damage. And top decking a Dragon Ravine again, I just, let's go into Boot Sector launch and then get me into my Quad Boral. Quad Boral tries to pop his Neos, but he protects it with Neos Fusion. So yeah. Game number 2. We're going first this time around. And we actually see one of the cards I sided in, which is a first. Well, not a first, but it's a rare occasion in this series. Twin Twister, which I hope will be able to stop him by removing some of those monsters that he has in the back row, because I know at least from what my knowledge is, they use their Crystal Beast monsters that are in the spell and trap zones for advantage, either by special summoning or using effects, such as the Crystal Promise. However, I feel like that one is not worth firing off of Twin Twisters, but he summons out a Lightning to Chidori, which basically forces my Twin Twisters out. And then that also deals with my Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. And then he starts poking in for some damage and turning it back over to me. I topped up a Called by the Grade, which isn't the best, but it can come in handy. So I decided, let's just go into good old beatdown, and I get rid of the Chidori by beating over it with my Gaybog. Once again, not opting to use its quick effect because I want to save it for my turn or my opponent's turn, just in case he brings out something big that can beat over my Dragunity. He summons Malefic Cyber End Dragon. Wow. And then with the Tornado Dragon, that basically forces out my Call by the Grave. I banished the Zenith Crystal Beast, trying to avoid that from the future. And then, even my Dragunity Knight can't even stand up against the Malefic Cyber End Dragon. It's just 4,000 attack is a lot of attack to deal with. And now I'm just forced on the defensive. Luckily, because of its effect, it's the only monster that can attack. So I do have a sliver of hope. But honestly, not a lot, because I'm still facing down that Malefic Dragon. But then he goes into Verte Anaconda. And you know what that means? He's preparing to summon out Rainbow Neos once again. But he goes into Barricade Lord Blocker first. But this time, when he activates Verte Anaconda's effect to summon out the Rainbow Neos, I hit him with the Effect Veiler, which then gives me license to go in for some damage this time around. And hopefully, it looks like, with no effects that he's able to resolve, I am actually able to clear out his field. And with 3 monsters on board, I bring him down to 22,000 life points. And then I go into a Triple Burst Dragon, hoping that I can slow down his effects and then also negate any potential battle phase effects that he may activate. But ripping a Crystal Ball off the top of his deck is probably one of the best cards that he can draw. And now that he has 2 Crystal Beasts and then 3 Crystal Beasts, his field spell continues to gain advantage based on the number of Crystal Beast monsters he has. I top deck a Breakthrough skill, which may come in handy. I go into battle phase, and then he has the Zenith Crystal Beast in his hand, which he's able to special summon out. So that's worrisome. While I do get in some damage, he gains some back, and now I basically have to face down a 3,000 attack Beatstick, which can easily get over my Triple Burst Dragon. And when he tries to activate the effect of Ruby Carbuncle, I hit it with the Breakthrough skill, but his field spell can negate it because he has multiple Crystal Beasts on field. And then he just summons a whole bunch of monsters out. And I have nothing left to do. All he has to do is beat over my Triple Burst Dragon, and he takes this match 2-0. Wow, was not expecting that. But for match number 3, we're doing a remote duel, and it's against friend of the channel, Artist with a Fro. Watch his stuff to get in the know. But anyway, he's playing Tenyi, and we have made him go first. But I would also like to point out that we actually had to re-record this match because the original the recording of this duel did not properly record. It was basically all just frozen frames, like the first 2 minutes, and then the rest was all just frames of the duel, which doesn't really look that great. Which, unfortunately, I actually won that match 2-0. So we had to do a replay. However, he bricks in this game 1, and I'm just able to slowly ping him down for damage, and I swing in for lethal using Clearwing Fast Dragon by Synchro Summoning using Ghost Ogre and Garuda the Wind Spirit, which I find hilarious. And we take game 1, and we move straight on to game 2. And this time around, he makes us go first, which is not ideal because I actually sided in for going second. Because I'm not sure if Tenyis want to go first or second, but I literally end on just a Dragunity and I gave which is not ideal. And then I don't really have too much at the moment. He's able to bring out 2 Adharas, and Adhara goes into Needle Fiber, and he brings out a 3rd Adhara, which then he can summon into a Monk of the Tenyi, and that will deal with my Dragunity Naigebog as he goes into his Shaman of the Tenyi, and then I am now with an open board state. Luckily, though, I do top deck a Rocket Synchron, which enables me to get an Apsarouter Dragon, and I'm facing down a Sahasrara, which he opts to trigger, and now he has a 1200 attack token, which is fine by me because I can summon out my Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. But yeah, he actually Solemn Judgments that summon. But I at least summon out my Tempest, get rid of the token, swing in for some damage, but because Tiny Spirit Sahasrara is a quick effect, he can just activate it on his turn and continue to gain more advantage, and it's a really good effect that I can't target monsters except for normal monsters, as long as he controls a normal monster. So it's kind of an interesting lock. And then with a Tenyi Shaman Spirit, which is just up in the extra monster zone, he's established quite the interesting lock. However, I go into Borrelsword Dragon, and he's able to bring back a Lost One, which he pitched earlier. However, he can't activate it this turn, so I think, looking at my options, I can only attack normal monsters, but when I attack a normal monster, Shaman of the Tenyi can pop a monster. However, I am able to chain Borrelsword's effect to that effect because it is a when you can. So Shaman of the Tenyi missed timing. I'm able to clear out his token and then swing over the Shaman of the Tenyi, leaving him just again with the Tenyi Spirit Sahasrara. And once again, he activates his effect and he gets himself a 3000 attack token, leaving me with just my indestructible by battle Borrelsword, which I can just hope can survive the turn so that I can swing in for lethal of just 600 points. However, he's looking through my graveyard, and he's actually able to deal lethal. Just over lethal by negating my monster's effect using the Lost Wind. And now we move to the all-important Game 3. I side in, and I am making him go first. I want to make sure my cards are effective going second, and that I won't be caught off guard by just saying making a Dragunity Naigebog and passing. So he goes through the motions. He decides to use Shaman of the Tenyi's effect to bring out, but I hit him with the effect failure, and that ends his turn by also setting 2 back row. And then it comes over to me, and using my Dragon Ravine, I pitch my Koos, but however, that gets met with a Call by the Grave, turning me off its effects. However, I can still search a Koos and normal summoning it without using any of its effects. And then I'm able to climb into a Dragunity Knight Arma Leviathan. I'm playing the deck how it was intended to be played back in 2011. And I just start swinging over his monsters. However, because he's got Tenyi monsters in the graveyard, he's able to special summon a Monk of the Tenyi back out because it is a non-effect monster, so it can trigger out their effects. And he gains board presence once again. And then on his turn, he's using Shaman of the Tenyi's effect like he did on turn 1, but this time it goes through. He's able to bring out a Monk of the Tenyi, and he's able to clear out my Leviathan. And then he passes it back over to me with both equal life points. I start off with the Terraforming, get my Boot Sector launch to hand, and then also using Apps Router that I was sent to grave, I can add a Rocket Tracer. I normal summon my Ducks with no effect, and then using Boot Sector launch, I'm able to special summon out my Rocket Tracer, and using his effect, I'm able to summon out my Silver Rocket. And then using Scarlet Red-Dragon Archfiend, my reliable old monster, I'm able to clear out his Shaman of the Tenyi. But then I'm at a wee bit of an impasse. If I attack over his Monk of the Tenyi, he can just either bounce my monster or destroy it using his Tenyis in graveyard. So I just pass it over to him, and he goes into Berserker. Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. And then banishing Vishuda, he's able to get rid of my Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, and at this point, he has lethal. And yep, I lose this match. If only that first recording didn't crash. But you know what? It's all in all, I think the deck performed quite well. I didn't struggle as much as I thought I would, and having a certain cards like another Dragon Ravine really helped.
And that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad. You know, I'll take that performance. I think having that fact, now also going back also to the blind second and then using the side deck to tweak how I'm going forward in matches, it helps. But I feel like, having that knowledge that I have a Divine Lance now, it helps a wee bit more. There's still one overlooming shadow that we still got to go and hunt down. And now that we finally pulled one Divine Lance, I feel that Phalanx is not far away now. I hope. Watch, it's going to be like 5 more episodes and we still won't have one. Knowing my luck. But god darn it, because I can't curse on YouTube, we're going to try. I will see you guys in the next episode.